Sorry with that. How's everybody doing? How you doing? Good evening, everybody. Good Saturday night. What's everybody up to? Roll call: Felicia, JV, Dead Butterfly Project, Kelly, Haididi, Me Vale Madre. What's up? Paul. What's up, Paul? You the man. Thank you for being here. Hey, Naya. Hey, Mr. Contreras. How you doing, Charles? Kate. Good day, Kate. Sas. Hello there. Hey, Valley Girl. Jennifer White Jones. Welcome to the program. This is just a casual little this, little that. Nothing major. I haven't talked to you guys in a couple days, so I just wanted to show face and see what's going on. And it was the big news of the day. Hey, Lynn Marie. Welcome. Saturday night. You're not on a hot date or something like that? Huh. Hey, Yellowstone. Sorry you're not feeling well. Me vale madre. So the big news, stuff making a buzz today and yesterday, is this weather balloon that's come over from China, which say just conveniently floated over across the Pacific from China all that way. I mean, I suppose it's possible. So, hey, Chuck, I know I forgot to buy my freaking ticket. 700 million. Hey, guess what? All right, let's do this again. If nobody wins the Powerball tonight, let's do another pool. Everybody up to pitch in, pool some like we did last time, buy a bunch of Powerball tickets. I can't believe we didn't win nothing last time. I mean, it was a few bucks. We got $17 worth of tickets or something like that. We didn't win a lot. But if you guys are up for it, we can pool some cash together for... So if nobody wins tonight, I'm guessing the Tuesday night is going to be what, 750, 8, almost 800 million, something like that, right? Yeah. Okay. So if nobody wins tonight, let's do that for next week for the next drawing. Maybe we'll get lucky this time. Not even allowed in that countries. Yeah, cool. That'll be good. It'll be fun. It was fun last time. It was a little bit of work, but uh, I was disappointed that out of $660 worth of tickets, we didn't win really anything major. But we got enough to buy a few more tickets for I don't know if it was the same one or for the Mega Millions or something like that. So it's fun though. It's fun to dream, right? Hey, Lavina. Sorry you're not feeling well. What's going on with you? Yeah, it is. All the way to deep water, so its contents can't be recovered. Imagine that, right? So this balloon comes over. Of course, it's being touted as a spy satellite or a spy balloon. And China says, "Oh, it's just a weather balloon. It just escaped. It went that way." So it took Biden a few days, but he let it come over the states. I think it was over Washington State when they finally blew it up. They shot it down, and now they're trying to locate the wreckage and see what it's all about. So, of course, China's deflecting, as China will do. He's saying that it was just a weather balloon. America is being paranoid or aggressive as usual. And America saying, yeah, well, China's being China as usual and deflecting and claiming ignorance. So we'll see how that's going to play out. I hope we find it. Lavina, you broke your thumb. How the heck do you break your thumb? Ouch. The heck are you doing? The heck are you doing breaking your thumb? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, Elizabeth. Very true. Very true. Very true. And then the other news, continuing news, was regarding Kylie Nichols, right? That's the gentleman, 29-year-old, who was beat to smithereens by police officers. Is it Kyrie or Kylie? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, the first name escapes me now. Tyree Nichols. Yes, I had to look it up. No, it's not another incident. It's just more of a continuing, what's going on with that Tyree. Thank you. More of so now they're trying to not trying. I don't know who's trying or where it came from, but there was a rumor going around that Tyree was dating, or whatever you want to call it, one of the police officers who beat him up, his wife or ex-wife, something like that. I don't even know all the detail on it. That's my cat. I'm gonna kill my cat. Okay. I'm looking it up right now. Oh yeah. So the rumor, what they're trying to say, is that he was sleeping with one of the officers' spouses. Tyree's father is saying, "Stop. He was not messing around with anybody. It's just a stupid rumor." Meanwhile, one of the paramedics that came, remember, he was one of the ones that's on camera from that sky cam where the actual beating took place, and he came and kind of looked at him and didn't do anything. He's suspended, and he's probably going to be let go, I'm assuming. It's horrible story. Yeah, drama. It's unnecessary drama. I don't know what the purpose of it is other than to cause drama. Um, my thing is, I mean, you're EMT, you're supposed to go check somebody out. Just because somebody says, "Oh, he's just high," he'll come out of it. It doesn't mean you don't check him out. I mean, completely check him out. And I mean, they looked him over a little bit. You can see they did, but I don't know. It doesn't look like they did too much. And yeah, that situation still pisses me off. And there is a situation where justice needs to be served. I know. Remember when they released a video last week? They were talking about, oh, they're going to riot and they're going to burn down Memphis, but now it's like it was one of their own on trial now. This was black on black crime, because it was a crime. And but I think you got to give credit to Tyree's mom. She urged the public, don't burn down Memphis, don't destroy anything. People still have to live here. The people that live here still have to live here. And she was very sincere in her comments, and I think everybody did, listen to her. And that's a good thing, because there's better ways to display your displeasure with what's going on and with the police department. Remember, not all police officers are like that. It takes a few to mess it up. But I'm going to say, 99% of the police officers out there doing that job every day, day in and day out, are good guys. And they are pissed off when something like this happens too. They're not happy either. All the good guys are, as soon as all this happened, they're probably going, oh my God, no. That did not just happen. I'll bet that's what happened. It's so sad they all stood to watch him slowly die. Horrible, yeah. The kid shouldn't have died. The task force caught my rabbit on the run. That absconded during his trial. Oh, they got him. I remember you wrote something about that. Hey, is that La Blue? What's up? Been a while. Lynn Marie says, when a city lowers the standards for hiring cops and don't pay them properly or accordingly, you get rogue cops. And this is true. And this is what happens when you want to disband the police. This is going to happen. I'm not saying it's the only reason that this happened, but a lot of good police officers retire or quit because of what's happening. And now you got to hire some, perhaps, in a hurry. Perhaps they passed all their testing or whatever, but it's a kind of a you get what you pay for kind of a thing. I don't know, but I wouldn't put the percentage that high. Just my opinion. I don't know. I like to think that there's way more good guys than there are bad guys, and I'm talking about police officers. Whether some of them are on the take or accept bribes or that kind of thing. It's probably wrong of me to do, but I'm not going to count that. I'm talking about guys who are. I'm talking about guys who are evil, rough, brutal, violent. Hey, Juju Bean. Paul says, and the war on drugs. It has militarized the police against citizens. Yeah, I would not disagree with you there. Hey, Jessica Lee. Pastor attested, that 50% of lawyers and doctors graduated in the lower half of their class? Interesting. What are you doing, Liz? Water. Cold water. Refreshing. The GOP first bill was to disband the police by getting rid of JJ. I don't know. There were a lot of people who were in on defunding the police. And I'm not saying that's all the reason for this. I don't know what the situation was in Memphis. And I don't know if that had anything to do with this, Was there a history between the police officers and Tyree? Maybe. Were they that upset to give him a beating just because he slipped out of their custody and was on the run for an hour or however long that was, 40 minutes, I think it was? And these guys are that brutal that they want to beat somebody to a pulp just because they were embarrassed, or because they had egg on their face? Yeah, that's not professional at all, They get rid of the money for the IRS. Trying to follow you, Chuck. Hey, Mama Bear. Oh. Chuck, I am good tonight. I had a very good lunch. Late lunch. Maybe early dinner, I guess. I think it was early dinner. So, kind of you. I'll take a rain check on that one. Linner. Yeah, pretty much. But I had my fill. Overfill, I should say. Yeah, so let's see what's going to happen there. I can't imagine. I mean, you think back to the Rodney King trial. I can't imagine these guys are going to be let off the hook. Oh, let me show you this. See that little guy? Attacked by a mountain lion. So, A California child is recovering and in good spirits after a mountain lion attack sent him to the hospital. 5-year-old Jack Trexler and his mother Susie fought off a mountain lion while walking in Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay. It just something happened in Half Moon Bay a couple of weeks ago. Right? One of the shootings. Remember that little cluster of shootings in California? On Tuesday, in an attack that left a young boy with lacerations on his face, a fracture near his eye, scratches all over his body. Oof. They were walking in the hills. Here, I'm right here. By their home where they have lived for 12 years when Jack ran ahead of his mother and likely startled a juvenile mountain lion. Poor guy. The page credit GoFundMe. They did a GoFundMe for the kid. Credits his mom with charging the big cat, causing it to run off before she scooped up her son and rushed him to safety. He told his dad, "Dad, a mountain lion tackled me." Boy, he's lucky to be alive, I'll tell you that much. Cute kid. Lucky to be alive. Let's see what else is going on. I hate when police officers cuss and use profanity. It's so unprofessional. Small complaint compared to brutality, but it is slightly related. Who is hiring these guys? And not even the cursing, just the anger. I mean, that does happen. You know, you've watched Cops. You've watched the TV show Cops. I know you have at some point in your life you have. And I know there was a camera attached, you know, chasing them around, watching their every move. But how many times did a perp escape custody, even handcuffed, take off running, and you know they catch him after a while, and they don't beat the crap out of them. So I don't know. These guys had an extra special chip on their shoulder that day, and unfortunately, it caused someone to die. And now their future is up in the air right now. Hi, Vicky Matuza. Welcome. What about the 6-year-old who ordered $1,000 worth of delivered food? What? That's not quite as bad as chicken wing gates, but you know that's up there. 6-year-old who ordered $1,000 worth of delivered food. Oh my goodness. Bad cops will turn the police force into a gang. Just watch. No better than a street gang. So sad. I know the bad few always ruin it for everybody. Yeah. Yes, she did. Mom said, "Let go of my kid." And she would have done whatever she had to do. Oh, with his dad's cell phone, he ordered all that food. My sister calls me Mom. I love it. Where is Bam these days? You know what? Good question. Let me find out. Let me find out. What's this kid doing? I want to guess he's awake. It's 8:43. It's early enough. Unless he had a long day working. I'll find out in a minute. Bam's around. He's been around. He's been a busy guy working and still dealing with his nasal situation. I think there should be a time limit for service as a police officer. 10 years, and if they have no infractions, they get retirement. Any longer, they get jaded. I don't know. You see, I disagree with that. I don't think all of them. It's not fair to say all of them go bad. There are some that are with the police force for many, many years, decades, and they're good guys, and they become trainers. You know, they train the young guys, and the young guys hopefully look up to them. They get mentored by them, and you know, hopefully they try to do the right thing and emulate these guys, the good guys. That's what you need. And I don't think the time limit on police is. There's a time limit on other things, definitely. Politicians, you know, we've talked about that before. But I think if it's a good cop, I think it's a mistake to take him off the force. You know, we need good guys like that to stay as long as possible. So just when they're getting experience, they're supposed to be like, oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Trying to come up with some kind of answer or something. Yeah, that's where we need time limits right there. Politics. Although, you know, again, it's the same thing. If you've got good people, if good politicians, and they're doing an actual good job, even if it's a politician, what if you got legit good people? Would you want them there longer to keep doing good things? So, see, I don't know. I mean, overall, yes, I'm for term limits, politically speaking. But it's that not catch 22, it's that situation. But what about when you got somebody good and they are doing good things? You want to keep them there, right? Not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to figure out. If we are going to term limit a profession, yeah. So we just said David Smith. I have 5 immediate family members who are Los Angeles County sheriffs, and they are the good ones. Excellent. I know what you meant, the good ones. All police officers are all bad to me. But bad? Really? How can you say that? Yeah, I disagree with that. If you have bad experiences with them at some point in your life, sorry to hear that. But they're not all bad. Very few stay good over time. Nah. I don't know if I agree with that either. I think it depends on their training. You know, who trains them, who mentors them. It depends on what kind of a genuine person they are to begin with. You know, the culture, the neighborhood they grew up in, or what their past was. There's a lot of factors. And I don't think it's I don't like that very few stay good over time. I think a lot of them stay good. This is true. Paul's right. That's your term limits right there. Elections. Vote them out. How many times have we said that before? There's a cat. How many times have we said that before? If you're not happy with who's in office, vote. Vote them out. The problem is not enough people want to get involved enough to vote. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't get involved. See here? Oops. She's chilling on the bottom shelf. You get experience fast in that profession. 10 years is a very long time to watch murder, child abuse, terrible things happening. I mean, that's true. That stuff can get to you, but it doesn't affect everybody the same in a negative way. You know what I mean? I come from a family of police officers, and it takes a toll. I can imagine it does. Seeing all that tragedy, and you see people dying, and you're at the scene of accidents, and you're at the scene of um, crimes and assault and murders and all that, and it's gotta take a toll. Of course it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't mess everybody up. I mean, and being traumatized is one thing, and going bad is another thing. I don't think everybody goes bad. Your pool partner's having to worry if they'll survive their shifts, right? We term limit the president, why not Congress? Absolutely. Got to be a limit. That's some kind of limit. There has to be. I worked law enforcement for 26 years. My husband is retired, worked 30 years as a cop. He's a moral, ethical man, and I am a moral, ethical woman. We definitely thank him for his service. Anybody who puts on that blue uniform going out to doing law enforcement work is not an easy job to do right now. And we can debate on when the hate or the anger or hate towards police happened. I got my inkling when it started, but we won't get into that right now. If you keep having bad experiences with law enforcement, then you better take a good look in the mirror, because that's probably the problem. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say Lavina is the problem. I'm just wondering what happened. If there's anything you care to share, so we can dissect it. But I don't think it's fair to say that all police are bad. I won't agree with that. There's a limit on good, in my opinion. Let's all perform at our best. Don't push it. I like the idea of moving them into training. Yeah, right? Make them trainers. You want the good guys to be trainers. Hey, Shorty Small. Welcome to Saturday night here at Pillow Talk. Yes, they are. They kill innocent people. It don't matter how they was raised either. Just saying. But not all of them do. I understand you feel the frustration with a lot of that, what's going on, but it's not all the cops. It's not all the police officers. It really isn't. Everyone, thank you for joining the program and watching and having this discussion. Putting my little disclaimer down there. Not a disclaimer. If you're enjoying the program and would like to contribute at some point, tip the jar, buy a beer, buy a pizza, whatever, or not. That's fine too. You can do it so down there either at Cash App or PayPal. There's no fee to be here, so it's not required. Not twisting your arm. Don't feel obligated. But please give the page, the show, a like. If you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, please do so. What's the term limits? 8 years, 12 years? For who? See, you can't do that to cops. I don't think it's not a good idea. We need a bunch of RoboCops? Yeah. That may happen. We got a kid 2 weeks ago. She's funny. A tuxedo kitty. Nice. Bad cops should get life jail sentences to deter bad behavior and corruption. I think bad cops should definitely be made an example of. It used to be when kids wanted to be police officers. They wanted to be a policeman. They wanted to be patrolmen, right? People looked up to cops, respected cops. My mom made me respect cops. Police. Of course, not everybody follows the rules at some point. You deviate, you go bad for some reason, or try your luck at crime or evil things, and then you find out what can happen. And once you face those consequences, that's when you're like, yeah, I don't want to do this again. I kind of agree with that. Not that they're bad. I think most are good with positive intentions, but how can you see the worst of humanity 24/7 and not change for the worse? How? I understand that point, but and police officers do have counselors that they do talk to every now and then, especially after a tragic event. I think they're sent to go speak to someone. And if they're having trouble during their tenure as police officer, they can request to speak to someone and kind of, get their head straight. I'm pretty sure that's what's available to them. And then you have the ones that it doesn't affect negatively. But some it does. You're right, it does. We have experiences, however, we don't let them affect our daily life like that. Okay. Or change the way we interact with others. Thank you and your husband for your service. I imagine being an officer is extremely stressful. How can it not be? The things my son said he sees, geez, and now when these liberals are telling them not to respect him is even worse. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. You know what else I'm not a fan of? And I don't care. And it's kind of started with the Border Patrol. Some people take offense when Border Patrol officers ask, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" And what these people causing trouble are, "Oh, I don't have to answer that. I don't have to answer that. Leave me alone." It's like, what the hell? Just answer this question. Why you got to be a pain in the ass? You know what I mean? You've seen those videos. Who are you? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Right away. Then what are you doing here? I don't have to tell you what I'm doing here. And they're videotaping or recording a building or whatever. That pisses me off. It's like, come on, just answer the question and get on with your life. They don't want to cooperate. Cops have never helped me ever. No. Well, at some point in your life, you may need help from police. You might have to call them. That's the first person you're going to call. Texas, a lot of people have their own guns, so they deal with problems on their own first. But I don't know. I mean, you call police for different reasons. Or, got to write a report. Somebody vandalized your house, your car, broke into your car, whatever. I think it's better to be on the police officer's good side. And I think a good police officer doesn't care that you don't like him. He's still going to serve and protect. But their job is hard enough. Why you got to make it harder by being aggressive towards them? For the most part, they're good people. I know we've been talking about this already. The few bad ones that give all of them a bad name. But I don't see it that way. I know it happens, but I never think, oh, they're all bad. They all suck. Nope. Coming from a career of law enforcement, there absolutely are some bad cops. And when they're outed, they're arrested or ousted, depending on the offense. As it should be the way. The problem is more with the courts and the revolving door with criminals being released back into society. Yes, the $1 bonds. I got that discussion coming up too. $1 bonds, catch and release. What is the problem here? Is there a problem? Hi, Cherie Thomas. Welcome. Yeah, I posted something on that. I'm going to do a discussion on that. I'm waiting to hear back from a gentleman from the tip line. What is that tip line? I can't think of it right now. Crime Stoppers. Don't forget those. Yes, please, thumbs up, everyone. Much appreciated. No, I'm not saying Leos are bad. I'm saying that a person whom is always having bad experiences with the law should take a good look at. Yeah, I know. I get that. It can't be. And if you got a bunch of bad cops, I guess that's possible. But what's causing you to have such bad experiences with police officers all the time? What is it? Never mind, take that back. A cop helped me take a lug nut off my wheel and watch me change my own tire. At least he helped a little bit. I have a good record, never have been in trouble with the law. I don't say much about myself. So you're just hating on cops because of what you see on the news, that some of them have gone very bad? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're saying? I've got an MS in forensic psychology, and I believe it traumatizes everyone in that job, but some handle it better. Not letting it show in your actions is admirable, but you're affected. Yeah, I believe that. Like I said, some handle it better than others, and I imagine the more time you put in, the more that you see this stuff, the more you become, I don't know if immune is the right word. You know what I mean? Or just immune to it or used to it, you know? That's possible. Term limit for president is 2 terms. I would say 12 years total for Congress. That doesn't sound bad. Poor cops need a lot of support in that role to handle the bad that happens every single day. Such a hard job, and I believe most go into it to make a positive difference. I agree. Definitely agree. My husband never fired his weapon one time in 30 years. I answered 911 phones and dispatched officers. I don't know anyone who got up for work and had any intention to take a life. See, and that's the way I like to believe good people live, and police officers, you know, and that's what I'm going to believe. Give the union some blame for protecting bad apples. Yes. Ugh. Are unions good most of the time? It's not what it used to be, but okay. But yeah, when the union, your contract makes it difficult to get rid of somebody, even though they've done something very bad, that's a problem. I mean, it's like protect your union brothers and sisters at all costs, no matter what they did. That's a problem. I love most of those people. They're right. This ain't Nazi Germany. Lack of respect for those who go out to serve. It's not cool. No, definitely not. Like I said, their job is hard enough. It's hard enough. My husband never even used his taser. He's had urine and super soakers shot at him, rocks thrown at him, and he just blocked himself with a shield. Man, that sucks. Hi, Jessica. Don't you feel they're overworked and do you feel they're overworked and not enough? Regardless, it doesn't accuse them when they're doing wrong. Overworked could be, you know, they experience a sense of desperation, like there's nothing they can do, that they can't do enough. Because crime is just, especially liberal cities, where they did defund and cut back on police budgets. The ones that are still there are feeling it nasty. They are feeling it nasty. Me vale madre says, I was pulled over, flagged down by a cop who was standing on a corner. He said I went over the crosswalk line at the red light. I disputed and said I had to, because the other person next to me went over it and blocked my view. So I had to go over it a bit to look to the left in order to turn the red light, to turn on the red light to the right. I refused to sign a ticket and became defiant. The cop pulled me, dragged me out of my car, and slammed me to the concrete face down. Oh boy. See, that's not necessary either. If somebody doesn't want to sign a ticket, why can't you just write refuse to sign, give it to them, or throw it in their car or whatever, and let the court deal with them? Good cops that don't understand the law and don't want to and don't care to. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Traveler Teresa. Yo, Robin's in the house. What up, Robin? Hey, everyone. If you could pitch in to help Robin's cause, we got a GoFundMe working for him. He did have a tragedy, house fire, apartment fire, and he lost a loved one, and among with most of his things. So if you can pitch in a little bit on that GoFundMe, it's appreciated. It's on the top of my page on Facebook at Manny Behind the Mic. It's pinned to the top there. Whatever you can do is greatly appreciated. If they change a tire and it falls off, they're liable for it. That's why they can't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm fully aware. I'm sure Liz knows too. They're not supposed to help. Some of them do, right? But they're not really supposed to do that for that exact reason that you said, Kate. Depends on department too. Big city policing is different than municipal or small town policing. Yeah, it is. I'd put trust in my police. I think I do too here. I do. Now I'm becoming a juvenile probation officer, and I pray God guides me with the words to help these teens change their life around. I saw a 12-year-old at my son's school on Thursday get all crazy, trying to fight some other kid. I asked if I can speak to him. Oh, that reminds me of a video I saw. Have you seen this thing? I asked if I can speak to him, and I cried to him and told him he needed to get his stuff together and that he looked like a damn clown. I said, have you some respect for yourself, or no one will ever respect you? He nodded, got a little teary too, and I said, I know. I'm glad you can have a good discussion with that boy. Man, cops took a couple of my friends. That's why I don't care for them. Well, I mean, I can understand that, but you can't make everybody out to be like that. They're not all bad. Believe me, God forbid something happens where you have to call the police. You're going to call the police. Want to bet? Bye, Kelly. Have a good night. Unions in every profession. Yes, there is. Our local FOP won't back a bad cop. They do their own investigation. If the person did wrong, they won't give them legal assistance. Oh, interesting. Hey, Lori. Cops are undereducated and underpaid. It used to be, it was easy to be a police officer. And then they increased the eligibility. You had to have 2 years of college to become a police officer. I don't know if they've done away with that. Because in cities where they were looking for police, because everybody retired or got fired or got downsized, eventually some cities came back to their senses and they started hiring again. So I wonder what the qualifications are. I guess it depends on what jurisdiction. And you get that life, good counseling, like the law. Liz means well. I know she does. Many cops don't know basic laws. It's obvious, even where I live. And that's true, though. It's true. Not all the police officers know. And sometimes you see it on Facebook or, and YouTube and the reels and those little videos. The public has gotten so much more educated that yeah. Look up Larry Krasner in Philadelphia. That's what our big city is dealing with. We are a suburban municipality near that city. Larry Krasner. Attorney, okay. I'll read that in a bit. Patriot News Network. Shane is in the house. What up, Shane? Man, I'll just shut up now. I'll say something that'll get pissed off. Well, I hope you don't get pissed off. We're just having a discussion. Everybody's being cool and everybody's got their opinion. And you guys will state yours and I'm going to state mine as well. But I'm not telling you to be quiet. I'm not telling you don't feel that way. You got your reasons for feeling that way. And controlling your anger is one thing. But I understand if you don't want to comment anymore. It's your right to do so. You got it, Robin. And all about livelihood. I just don't understand. The knight in shining armor half-assed it with me. Could have just left me the hell alone. Damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Well, that's what comes to mind right now, Liz. Have you seen Long Island Audit? No. What is that? And because you have a 2-year degree doesn't mean it's for that job. No, I know. It doesn't mean that. But I think what it means is that, well, you've got some schooling, you've got some education, you've got some discipline. I'm hoping that's what that means. You picked up some intellect. That's what I gather from it. Not to make it about my story. First officer to show up during the fire, rookie cop, ran through the apartment complex. Smoke everywhere. Saved a lot of lives. Officer Duffy. Officer Duffy. Thank you so much. Yeah. A lot of people wouldn't do that. Glad he did. I'm not a cop caller. I see something, I walk away from it. I'm a cop caller. If I see a crime in progress or something bad or wrong happening, yeah, I will call police. But not over something frivolous, if it depends what it is. Almost all our officers have degrees. They're not uneducated. However, with that education and what they deal with, they are underpaid. They all have degrees in criminal justice, BA minimum. You mean in your department, they all have degrees in criminal justice, right? That's what you mean? No, you don't have to have any college to become a police officer. You don't? Okay. Thank you. At least not in Texas, specifically here in the Valley. I thought it was. Maybe at the county level and higher there is, right? Oh boy, he's not good then. Typically the police chief or the city manager make that decision. Lavina, don't feel that way. You've had your life experiences. You're entitled to your opinions due to your experiences. Yep, exactly right. I'm going to guess Bam is out for the count. Sent him a message and he didn't answer, so he's probably knocked out. He's a First Amendment auditor. Great. I like that guy, Shane. Shane's a good man. Shane's a good guy. I think sometimes we expect too much from our legals. We expect them to be counselors, doctors, parents. It seems like people expect them to know everything. Maybe decades ago they could, but now, yeah, it's not easy. The great thing about freedom of speech that you can entertain, I thought, without accepting it. Yeah, I agree. The good thing about freedom of speech is that you can entertain. Oops, I just did that one. Yes, our department required it. Actually, our entire county and PA requires it. Oh, I believe I like that. Is this what you're writing? The good thing about freedom of speech is that you can entertain a thought without accepting it. Yes, exactly right. Kay says, if you see something wrong there and say nothing, can't you be charged with failure to render assistance? It depends what's going on. It depends on what crime you're watching, or what do they call that? They used to call it some kind of a Good Samaritan law. Good Samaritan law, where people would remember when Seinfeld ended? Yes, I keep referring to Seinfeld, I know. Or to a TV show or movie. When Seinfeld ended, they got arrested, all of them, because they were watching a guy get mugged and didn't do anything about it. They didn't call police. They didn't help. They didn't run and help the guy. He was getting assaulted. And they were all put in jail for, it was called the Good Samaritan Law, where they didn't jump in and help. Note to self, don't live near. Stop it, Robin. Hell yeah, I'll be calling him to see if I see something going down that shouldn't be. Yeah, me too. Kid, I don't think so. You're not involved. Not in my experience. There is a law protecting Good Samaritans for rendering aid, though. Probably they're certainly not in the Valley. I don't even have a freaking associates in criminal justice. That has a lot to do with the bystander effect, people not doing things because others aren't. Oh, and what pisses me off about that, too, is that instead of jumping in to help, they will whip out their phones and start recording. It happens. That's what happens nowadays. You look at these videos of incidents inside of an airplane, when police have to go in to remove someone. Well, you'll see everyone holding their phone up. You'll see all these phones with hands holding them, recording the event. Oops. Good Samaritan laws to protect people who do help. Seinfeld was a play on it backwards. Yes, got it. Understood. That's right. So, anyway, maybe just touch on a discussion or two for what's coming up in the future. And I'm going to call it a night for tonight. Bit of a long day. And I think I need to go relax and watch me some Seinfeld or something. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It's Saturday night. I hope you still got time left in your Saturday to enjoy the rest of it. Thanks for being here. And I'll see what tomorrow brings. And if not, I will see you on Monday at some point. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.